Well, it's called Make Me Whole, and I think it's a perfect way for us to kind of pray and end this conversation. But we are going to come back after you lead us in this prayer, and just answer a few questions and see if there's anything that we haven't addressed that you guys wanted us to. Why don't we just enter into a time of prayer and kind of close this up?
Son, Holy Spirit, amen. God, we give to you our hearts tonight. We pray that this song speaks to the wholeness that you want for us. And I wrote this song. I was sitting outside one afternoon watching my sons play, and I thought of how innocent and pure they were, just playing and having a good time. And I thought about how we all start like that when we were kids. But in life, things are coming at us, especially this issue of pornography. But there was a war for my love and affection. There's a battle for it. The casualty is me, is my heart. And so I wrote this song in response to my desire to be made whole, to really give God control and for him to heal me. So I pray that it speaks to you and your desire for healing as well. My heart is aching, longing for healing. This world, its battles has left me in pieces. Make me whole again. Make me whole again. You are the Lord. Rescue my soul. Your blood poured out. Your body was broken. You gave your life to save mine forever. Oh, make me whole again. Make me whole again. You are the Lord. Rescue my soul. I've been redeemed by the blood of the Lamb. I've been set free from all my sin. You're saving the lost, raising the dead, Jesus. I've been redeemed by the blood of the Lamb. I've been set free from all my sin. You're saving the lost, raising the dead, Jesus. Make me whole again. Make me whole again. You are the Lord. Rescue my soul. Make me whole again. Make me whole again. You are the Lord. Rescue my soul. wholeness and forgiveness and a saintly and holy life is possible for us because you have defeated death, you've conquered the grave. Help us to desire it, Lord, to desire holiness, to desire healing. Amen.
Thank you for that, Francis. It's beautiful. Could not be more perfect. It was like the perfect way to kind of close in prayer and give us a moment to kind of look through some of these questions that maybe we didn't completely get through. I know there's one that asks, how do I know who I can count on to be my accountability partner? Bobby, do you maybe want to tackle that one?
Yeah. How do I know who I can count on to be my accountability partner? Someone who's going to tell you it like it is. Someone that cares about your chastity more than you do. Because there's going to be moments where we don't want to put up a fight. We don't want to ask for help. You got to pick someone that's going to tell you the truth, someone that cares about you, to check in on you regularly, and that doesn't care. Like, let's talk about the thing you don't want to talk about, because that's why you asked me in the first place. Like, you got to find that friend and ask God for the grace to reveal who that is, to put that person in your life if you don't have that. Again, there's online accountability through like Exodus 90 and some other fraternal groups for men. Nothing beats face-to-face though. I did have a friend who asked me to text him every night during Lent. And so, like, because he knew, like, in the evenings he'd get in trouble, and so every night I would send him a meme of someone watching, like, around the corner, like, I'm watching you, like, just again to get him to laugh. But I set a timer, I set a thing in my phone to remind me every night, because I took that seriously. Like, this is my friend's chastity, his soul, his and I want him to be free. I want him to be full, and I'm gonna walk with him. And again, I have people to this day that I call on. If my wife's going out of town and it's me alone for the weekend, there's priests I will ask, like, hey, can you call me Saturday night? So I know, like, so it's got to be people that they love you enough to check in, to care.
Yeah. And I think it's somebody that you can be really honest with too. Like,
yeah, that's the thing.
You can't sit here and, like, it's kind of like when you go to confession and you kind of, like, dance around what the real sin is. Like, to really actually be able to talk about it is a huge part of that.
And that will be the biggest struggle, is just asking them. It could, involving them in that part of your life that maybe you've kept secret for so long. That's going to be the scariest moment, is asking that person, will you be my accountability partner? Or a group of people, like, let's check in on each other. But if, again, they're the right people, they're going to be over the moon excited that you have unlocked this deeper part of yourself for healing, and for them to accompany you there. And again, I guarantee you, like, they're aching for it too. Yeah. You may be the person that's going to bless them because they're wanting the same thing. They're too afraid, or they don't know how. No one showed them that yet.
Totally. I love that. I actually love when people ask me to be, like, an accountability partner.
Yeah.
That's just, to me, it shows just such a trust in the friendship and the relationship. And I think that's what we all search for as far as, like, our community is concerned. So another question was, what would you say, and I love this question, what would you say to couples who enjoy watching porn together? Whew. Kiki, you want to tackle it?
This is a deep one, because I have a lot of friends who have come to me and just shared stories of, just like in the past, they've experienced this together with someone, and I feel like our society today kind of operates through this false, like, understanding of what intimacy is. And I think a lot of these couples see watching porn together as a way to become more intimate and close to their partner and find, like, sexual fulfillment. But the truth is, quite blatantly, we're using people. You're using the people that are on the screen because they're real people. And like Bobby said, they could be dead by now because, porn and drugs go hand in hand sometimes and lead to, just shorter lives, unfortunately. But back on point, I really do think that these couples sometimes think that watching porn is going to lead to greater intimacy and a stronger relationship. And I want to assume that we're talking about married couples here, but maybe not. but I think it's quite the opposite. It's quite the reverse. It's the intimacy that leads to a greater sex life. And a true understanding of your partner's sexuality, a true openness to be able to receive them for who they are in that intimate one flesh relationship versus, you know, using this as a kind of escape. You know, I really do think that if you remove porn from your relationship with someone, you got to ask yourself what is left. Is a relationship filled with substance, or is it filled with use?
That's a really good question. Anything else anybody want to add? Or I think she answered it beautifully, personally. I think it's amazing. But I know that is a pretty common thing nowadays that couples are using pornography to enhance their relationship in some way, or how they feel like it's going to enhance it, and it's causing more harm in the long run.
Well, and one of the things too of like, if this is if that's our sex education, then I expect my partner to be doing the things that I'm seeing.
Yeah.
And that's something that I had to detox from growing up with this stuff, is like, oh, that's what sex looks like. So that's what, you know, it's going to be in marriage or whatever. It's like, no, like it's another human person who is not rearing to go 24/7, who is, you know, again, we got to, again, detox. So if someone's asking you to watch porn with them, what's going on there? Like, you know, have the courage to be like, well, what is lacking in our relationship that you have to introduce this thing?
Exactly. It's a great question to ask.